Hi, my name's Erin. I'm 29 years old, and for as long as I can remember, I've been the background noise in my own family's story. The afterthought. The reliable one. The one who didn't need attention because I wasn't breaking in public. My sister? She's been the sun, the storm, the center of every orbit. When she cried, the world paused. When I cried, I was told to lower my voice. So when Courtney screamed at me, "Why don't you just disappear?" My mother said nothing. My dad nodded like she'd read their minds. I wish I could say I was surprised. I wasn't. I was just tired. Tired of trying. Tired of shrinking myself into someone they'd finally defend. I'd been home for 1 week. 1 week. Helping Courtney get her life back together after that walking crypto Pinterest board of a fiancé dumped her for a Pilates instructor. I covered her movers, let her stay in my condo when she needed space, even cooked her favorite breakfast every morning. Lavender oat milk lattes. Avocado toast with flaky salt. I tried. But nothing is enough when someone decides you're the villain in their spiral. You always had it easy, she snapped that morning. Barefoot in our parents' oversized kitchen like a petulant goddess. Stable job, stable boyfriend, stable life. I bet you're glad I'm a mess. I just blinked. The coffee in my hand still warm, my own hands not quite steady. Courtney, I didn't make— Shut up! You didn't make anything. You just sat there and waited for my life to collapse so you could finally look better. I stood still. My mother was by the sink, rinsing blueberries in that antique colander she insists is charming. She didn't look up. My dad, sitting at the table with his newspaper, just sighed. And then Courtney screamed it, "Why don't you just disappear?" No one flinched. No one said, "Hey, that's too far." No one defended me. I put the coffee down. Not loudly. Just gently enough to make sure it didn't spill. Walked out of the kitchen. Grabbed my tote from the hallway chair. I didn't pack. Didn't wait. Just left. Behind me, I heard a mug hit tile and shatter. I didn't turn back. My car was parked under the dogwood tree, the one we planted when I was 9, and Courtney was 11. She'd cried because Mom named it Erin's tree, and I gave her my popsicle so she'd stop screaming. Funny how I thought that meant we were close. It was just foreshadowing. I slid into the driver's seat, started the engine, and drove until the house was just a memory in the rearview mirror. Not a place. A bruise. By the time I pulled into a gas station off I-65, my chest felt like someone had scooped out the middle. I parked, turned the key, and sat there. Still wearing the sweatshirt I'd slept in. Mascara smudged under my eyes. I looked like someone who'd lost something important and didn't have the energy to chase it. My phone buzzed. One message. From my coworker Malik, the only one person who actually supports me. He wrote, "You okay? Call when you can." That was it. Not Mom. Not Dad. Certainly not Courtney. I stared at the pinned group text, still labeled, "Family Barbecue. This Sunday, Fire Red Heart." No one had replied to my last message there. I'd asked if I should bring dessert. 3 dots had popped up once, then vanished. I closed the text thread. Opened notes instead. Typed a single sentence. She screamed at me to disappear. And they let her. I sat there for another 20 minutes, watching people come and go from the pumps. Everyone looked normal, like they had lives where they mattered. Eventually, I drove home. My apartment smelled like eucalyptus and fabric softener. Safe. Unremarkable. I changed into scrubs. Didn't bother showering. Just pulled my hair back, tucked my badge into my tote, and left again. The hospital was understaffed. Someone would be glad I showed up early. That night, I slept in my work clothes. My body sore from 12 hours on my feet. My mind still pacing that kitchen, still wondering what it would feel like to be the daughter someone spoke up for. But I already knew. I was the one with quiet pride, as Mom once said. Courtney shined. I was just dependable, stable, forgettable. The next morning, I made myself coffee. No lavender, no oat milk, just bitter French roast, and a silence that stretched too wide in my small kitchen. I scrolled Instagram out of habit. Courtney had posted a photo of herself in Mom's backyard, cropped so the mess was invisible, just sunshine and soft smiles. Caption: "Taking it one day at a time. Some people break you. Others make you stronger." Sparkling heart sparkles. I didn't like it. Didn't comment. Didn't rage. I just closed the app. put my phone face down, and whispered to no one, "I'm done. Not broken, done." That was the difference. 2 days had passed. Not a word from Mom. Not a peep from Dad. Just silence. And a gas station receipt still crumpled in the passenger seat of my Hyundai Sonata, a ghost of that awful morning I'd tried to forget. I kept busy. Extra shifts, chart audits, pre-round vitals. If you don't stop moving, grief can't catch you. That's what I told myself, but grief is a sneaky thing. It waits. In the quiet. And mine showed up at 11:52 p.m. on a Tuesday, when I found myself scrolling through old photos instead of sleeping. A picture of me and Courtney in matching 4th of July dresses. I was 7, she was 9. Her dress had stars. Mine had stripes, she had the sparkler. I had the juice box. Even then, she always got the good stuff. My phone buzzed. Malik again. Malik. Still no word from them? Me. Nope. Malik. I know you won't ask, but I've got PTO this weekend. Say the word. We'll go smash plates at that Greek place and pretend they're your mom's expectations. I smiled. Barely. But it counted. Before I could type back, I noticed something strange. The family group text was still pinned. Still unread. I tapped it out of habit. Nothing new. Just that same cheerful message from Mom last week. Family barbecue. This Sunday, fire red heart. Still there. Still pretending I was invited. Still ignoring that I had left in tears. And nobody even asked why. I flashed back to the 3rd grade spelling bee. I won first place, spelled benevolent while shaking like a leaf. My trophy ended up in the garage. Courtney's cheer trophies got their own glass shelves, spotlighted under a sconce Dad installed himself. I remembered asking Mom why. "You're just more quiet pride," she said once, not unkindly. Courtney shines. Yeah, Courtney shined so brightly that the rest of us weren't allowed to exist in the same room without dimming. The next morning, I found myself in the hospital break room, clutching a granola bar and staring blankly at the vending machine like it owed me answers. Malik walked in, raised an eyebrow. "You look like you just realized the universe is a simulation." "Something like that," I muttered. "Except in mine, no one wants me unless I'm bailing them out." He leaned against the counter. "Want to talk?" "No, but thank you." He nodded, respectful as always. "I meant it, by the way," he added. "About the plates." I laughed softly. "I know." That night, I microwaved leftovers and tried to focus on something. Anything, other than the aching quiet. I couldn't. So I opened my email. Bad idea. There it was. A message from Paula Wallace. Subject line. Quick favor. It read, "Hi, honey. Hope you're settling in. I know things got tense, but Courtney's struggling right now. Can you help her with rent again this month? Just until she gets her next campaign going. She's trying, Aaron. Love, Mom." I sat there staring at it, jaw slack. Rent. Again. I'd just paid her half 2 months ago. Before that, I covered her car insurance. And before that, God, college textbook fees she never reimbursed. I had receipts older than some of her influencer followers. Flashback. Me, 23, still in my nursing school scrubs, transferring $600 to Courtney after she accidentally overdrafted buying concert tickets. I missed my credit card payment that month. Had to call to ask for a late fee waiver. She never said thank you, just posted a photo from the show. Front row, baby. Manifesting magic. Sparkles this time, I replied. Just one line. I can't. I'm recovering from a sister who told me to disappear. I didn't hit send immediately. I stared at it for a solid 5 minutes. Then I hit it. Hard. Sat back. Closed the laptop. Let the silence be mine for once. I didn't need to explain. Didn't need to soften. Didn't need to play the bigger person. Not this time. The next morning, Malik passed me a coffee. Lavender oat milk. Just how I used to make for Courtney. I stared at it. Blinked back tears. "You okay?" he asked. "I'm getting there," I said. And this time, I almost believed it. 2 days after I sent that email, Mom replied with a single thumbs up emoji. I stared at the screen so long, the letters started to blur. Was that her way of punishing me for drawing a boundary? Or had she just stopped pretending altogether? Either way, I felt like someone had pressed a thumb straight onto my heart, and walked away. I didn't reply. Instead, I went back to work. I triple-checked charts, assisted on a central line placement, and didn't flinch when a resident barked orders like I was invisible. Maybe I was getting good at that. At being invisible. At letting people pass through me like I was made of fog. I thought about Courtney, how she cried her way into our parents' sympathy like it was a theater performance. She always got standing ovations. When she got dumped, Mom made a casserole. When I got COVID and spent 10 days alone in a one-bedroom, I got a forwarded chain prayer and a get well soon Bitmoji. I wasn't mad. I was tired. After my shift, I went home and started cleaning. Not out of stress. Out of clarity. I wanted to see what my space looked like without reminders of the role I'd been playing too long. I tossed old lattes receipts from when Courtney forgot her wallet. Deleted shared calendars, removed her fingerprint from my condo's smart lock. And then, I did something stupid. Out of guilt. Or hope. Or whatever combination of trauma and optimism still lived in my bones. I sent her a care package. Just a little one. A box of basics. Magnesium gummies. Lavender socks. A tiny stress ball shaped like a brain. A handwritten note that said, "Even when we're not okay, I still hope you are." Malik caught me at the nurse's station the next morning, waving his phone like it was radioactive. "You seen this?" he asked. "What?" He flipped the screen toward me. Instagram. Courtney's story. A boomerang video of her opening my package. "Oh my God. Vitamins?" she said in the clip, surrounded by laughter. "Is this a care package? Or a pity offering? Like, do I look sad or just broke?" Her friends howled. Someone yelled, "It's giving charity." Then came the kicker. Courtney giggling. She sent me lavender socks. Guys. Lavender. As if my trauma has a scent preference. I didn't finish the clip. I didn't need to. I turned, walked to the supply closet, and shut the door behind me. Sat on the floor. Breathed into my sleeve. Tried not to cry. Didn't work. The tears weren't big. Or loud. They were quiet. Stupid. Betrayed. Like my body finally realized, there was no bridge left to build. When I came out, Malik was waiting. He didn't ask if I was okay. He just handed me his phone again. I saved the video. "In case you need it." I nodded. Throat too tight for thank you. Then I whispered something I didn't know I'd been thinking until it came out. "All right then." He blinked. "All right, what?" I straightened my scrub top. Wiped under my eyes. "If she wants to act like I'm a joke," I said, "then she should know I keep receipts." His eyebrows lifted. "Literal ones," I added. "Venmo logs, emails, signed agreements, you name it." He leaned back, arms crossed, a slow smile forming. "You want help pulling it together?" "I want a folder," I said. "A clean, tabbed, court-ready folder." Malik nodded. "Let's get to work." And just like that, I stopped being the bigger person. And started being the person they underestimated. The dangerous kind. The quiet kind. The one who doesn't scream back. She files. That night, I sat at my kitchen table with a hot tea and a cold heart. Venmo. Gmail. Text threads. Years of, "Can you spot me this once?" and "Just until next Friday, we're all there." Waiting like breadcrumbs I never meant to leave behind. Rent payments. $1,200. $850. $940. Car note. $263.42. I'd even signed as a co-signer on her Toyota Corolla lease 2 years ago. Big mistake. I'd been the stable sister, the one with a reliable credit score. Now I was also the one with liability. I opened Excel. Started typing. C. Wallace. Personal loans, July 2022. Rent, $1,200, December 2022. Car note, $263.42, March 2023. Utilities, $180, May 2023. Bailout, overdraft, $500, November 2023. Therapist copay, $4,380. No interest, no late fees, no judgment, just facts. Malik came over after his shift with 2 things, a pizza box and a USB stick. I exported the story before it expired. he said. Also got her comments. She joked that your vibe was early onset martyrdom. My jaw clenched. You think I'm overreacting? I asked. He shook his head. I think you're finally reacting. That settled something in me. We drafted the debt summary together. Clean, itemized, professional. Then we drafted a formal letter of intent to file in small claims court. Alabama lets you self-represent. Filing fee, $96. Worth it. Then Malik looked up from his laptop. You still co-signed on the Corolla, right? Yeah, why? She listed you as a reference again 2 months ago. I blinked. How do you know that? He tilted his phone toward me. A screen capture of the leasing agency's review form. My name. My email. Someone DM'd it to me, he said. I've got friends in car finance. I sat back, heart racing. She used me for credibility she doesn't respect, I murmured. Pretty much, Malik said. You want me to help you revoke your reference? I nodded. We submitted the revocation online that night. Simple process. Just uploaded ID and relationship documentation. Once processed, it would flag her lease for review. No more free pass. I didn't do it out of spite. I did it because I wasn't a resource, I was a person. And I was done being useful to people who treated me like garbage once they got what they needed. By midnight, everything was organized in a blue accordion folder. Receipts, signed notes, screenshots, legal draft, all of it. I stared at the label on the cover, Wallace versus Wallace. Then I slid it into my tote and exhaled. I didn't plan a speech. Didn't imagine revenge. Just slept. For the first time in weeks, really slept. And in the morning, I made myself a lavender oat milk latte. No one to impress. No one to rescue. Just me. Finally. Easter Sunday was the breaking point. I was halfway through updating a patient's IV drip when my phone buzzed. FaceTime. From Mom. I stared at it, pulse suddenly tight in my throat. She never called unless it was performative. Family holidays, birthday videos, times when an audience was watching. I stepped into the staff room and answered. She was already mid-sentence. Courtney next to her in full devastated princess mode. You sent her a legal letter? On Easter? Mom snapped. She's family, Aaron. I blinked slowly. Do you want me to step out and scream like she did when she told me to disappear? Or is quiet dignity still preferred? Courtney scoffed. This is a mental health crisis, Aaron. You're making it worse. I didn't answer. I just reached over, muted the call, and ended it. Then I turned off my phone. By my lunch break, it was all over Facebook. A post from Courtney's page. Imagine suing your own sister while she's struggling. Mental health isn't a joke, but apparently, nurses think they're real doctors now. I filed the court case the next morning. Small claims court. Jefferson County. $4,380 in documented financial support, unpaid and unacknowledged. It took me 26 minutes online. Upload receipts. Check affidavit. Submit. I paid the filing fee with my own debit card. Then I made one more move. Remember that Corolla lease? I'd already revoked my reference, but I sent the Instagram video too. The one where Courtney called me a charity case fetishist while unboxing my care package. The leasing agency flagged her as high risk. She got a notification 2 days later. Malik texted me a screenshot from her story. Somebody snitched. Y'all pray for me. I'm too pretty to be carless. I didn't laugh. I didn't cry either. I unsubscribed from the family group chat that night. Just held my finger down on the thread, hit leave conversation, and never looked back. Then I blocked my mom's number. Then Dad's. Then Courtney's. I didn't make a post. Didn't write a long speech about boundaries. I moved in silence. Malik sent me a message. Malik, just saw Courtney's tweet. She said some people are so jealous of your glow-up, they want to sue the sun. Me. Is that about me? Malik. Girl. It's always about you. I smiled. Small. Dry. Then I went back to reading about hospital grant funding. I was applying for a leadership program. Something that had nothing to do with them. For once. The next day, I passed Courtney in the hospital parking garage. She was in a friend's borrowed Jeep. Eyeliner smudged, earbuds in. She didn't see me. But I saw her. And I didn't feel pity. Or rage. I felt clean. Like something had finally drained out of me. The last of the guilt. The last of the illusion. She wanted to play games? Let her. I was done being the target. Now I was the one drawing the lines. The court date came faster than expected. The morning of, I didn't do anything dramatic. I put on navy slacks, a white blouse, simple, clean, my hair in a low bun, folder in hand, blue, tabbed, bound. When I walked into the courthouse, I half expected Mom and Dad to be waiting. They weren't, just Courtney. In stacked platform heels, oversized sunglasses, and a fake cry already forming in her throat. She clutched a tiny purse like it held her last ounce of control. When she saw me, she flipped her hair and sighed loud enough for the security guard to glance up. "This is family," she muttered to no one. "This is what betrayal looks like." We were called in at 10:17 a.m. The judge, a middle-aged woman with readers halfway down her nose, didn't smile, didn't scowl, just called us to the front. Courtney opened her monologue with full tears. "Your Honor, I didn't know she wanted the money back. I thought she was just helping, like a donation." The judge blinked. "A donation? Multiple rent payments, a car co-signature, a utilities fund, and a wellness stipend. Were any of these gifts labeled as such?" Courtney paused. "I mean, she never said I had to pay her back." "Not exactly. Not in, contract form." The judge turned to me. "Ms. Wallace?" I opened the folder. Tabs already color-coded. Documents labeled. I have 11 text threads where she confirms repayment dates. 3 Venmo notes, with the memo rent loan, utilities, and quote, "just until Friday." I also have screenshots of her publicly mocking the support I gave, and an email from our mother asking me to continue covering Courtney's expenses. The judge raised her eyebrows. "I'll take those copies now." 10 minutes later, the ruling was in. Full judgment in my favor. $4,380. Payment due within 30 days. Failure to comply would result in garnishment. Courtney didn't look at me, but Mom and Dad were there in the hallway when I walked out. Silent, staring. Dad looked older than I remembered. Mom held a Bible like it was a shield. "Erin," she said softly, as if that would work. I didn't stop walking, just past them. Calm, steady, and as I moved past, I said it, not for drama, for truth. "I'm not disappearing. You just stopped seeing me." Then I pushed open the courthouse doors, and for the first time in years, I felt the sun. The money hit my account 27 days later. She paid in chunks, 3 small transfers, like it physically hurt her. Every time she sent one, she left a note. "Hope this helps. Are you happy now?" Final one, "Congrats." No apology. No accountability. Just bitterness disguised as generosity. Malik laughed when I showed him. "You'd think she was donating a kidney," he muttered. I used the money as a deposit on a new apartment, one closer to the hospital, with more light and no memories. Courtney's old toothbrush still sat in a drawer at my condo. I threw it out, along with the mug she always used, and the blanket she claimed was, quote, her comfort item. The same day the last payment cleared, I listed the condo for sale. Malik helped me box up the last of my things. We didn't talk about her. We didn't need to. The silence spoke volumes. A week later, Courtney posted a GoFundMe link in her bio. Title: Unfairly Targeted, Help Me Heal and Rebuild. Thumbnail: a photo of her looking tragic on a park bench. Story: My sister is suing me during my darkest hour. I'm trying to rebuild my life after a devastating betrayal. Raised $104. Malik sent it to me with a single emoji. Clown face. I didn't share it. Didn't comment. Didn't even open the page. Let her perform. I had closed the curtain on that stage. Mom didn't text me. She texted Malik. A single paragraph. Malik, can you please talk to Erin? Family matters shouldn't be handled this way. It's not right to make us look like villains. He showed it to me. Asked if I wanted him to reply. Only if you mean it, I said. So he did. She didn't make it public. Y'all did. No response after that. None needed. That night, I cooked dinner in my new kitchen. It was quiet, peaceful. I plated my own food, sat by the window, ate alone, And I felt full. For the first time in a long time. Not from the meal. From the boundary. I didn't send out a moving announcement. Didn't tag myself at the new address. Didn't even change my Instagram bio. Let them wonder. Let the silence answer what they never thought to ask. I sold the condo 3 weeks later. A young couple bought it. First home, big smiles, lots of questions about good coffee places. As I handed them the keys, I felt something shift in my chest. Not pain, relief. I used the judgment money as a deposit on a smaller place near the hospital. Nothing fancy. But mine. My lease started on a Monday. That Sunday, I spent my last morning in the old unit, boxing up what was left. A few photos, a half-used candle, a folder of printouts, receipts, emails. The kind of proof no one ever thinks they'll need. I dropped them into a zip folder, labeled it Archive W, and uploaded it to the cloud. Then I did something petty, not cruel. Not loud, just final. I took screenshots of the family group chat, every ignored message, every silent reply, dropped them into the folder too. Then I deleted the thread off my phone. One more erasure, but this one was mine. Courtney tried to call once, a butt dial, probably. I didn't answer. She followed it with a text. Hope we can talk sometime. Life's short. I blocked the number. No speech. No explanation. Just block. Then I blocked Mom. Then Dad. Not from spite. From necessity. From self-respect. You don't owe people access to your peace just because they share your DNA. That evening, I dropped my last apartment key into the outgoing mailbox and walked down the hallway barefoot, my steps soft on the worn carpet. When I reached the stairwell, I paused. No one knew where I was going. No one had asked. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel like a daughter being erased. I felt like a woman choosing herself. Quietly. Permanently.